going on? How's everyone doing?
Shout out to Colin. Everybody else who's cool with Colin.
Chunky! I didn't say.
Eat your popcorn and your Coca-Cola and relax.
Anyway, tell Colin I'm ready.
What's going on? This is Colin. How's everybody doing? I hope you're having a great day so far. Happy Sunday. I hope you guys had a great weekend. I had a good weekend, so I hope you guys did too. Yeah, for everyone that was a part of the premiere, I don't know, 3 hours ago, not even that, 2.5 hours ago. Yeah, I scheduled that for yesterday, and then Biggin didn't go live, so I changed it till today, and I kind of completely forgot I did it. So I apologize. I was there for about 30 seconds. Yeah, I lost track of time. I'm sorry, guys. That was on me. I don't like doing that and then not being there. So I do apologize. That being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. All right, now on to tonight's video. You guys want to watch some chord? I want to watch some chord. Let's watch some chord. I've got a random collection of clips tonight. I just went through my folder. I kind of cleaned my folder out for this week. I've got some Judge Simpson landlord tenant cases. You know what? I've just got random stuff. It's random, but it's fun. It'll be entertaining, and I hope you guys enjoy it. I really do. You guys ready? I'm ready. Before I hit that play button, you know what to do. Hit the like and subscribe. Do your jump kick backflips. Let's go.
Arbor House Apartments versus Khalid. Is it Mmud?
Correct, sir.
All right.
Joe Joseph for the plaintiff.
How much is claimed owed?
Judge, the rent to retain plus court costs through March, $5,382.
All right. And sir, what do you have to say about that?
First of all, good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. First of all, I want to start by saying that this apartment complex that I've been staying at for the last year, for the last 4 months, I've submitted documentation and proof to the Ann Arbor Housing Commission and the Health Department about their water and just.
Hey, Sandy. I hopefully it's nothing serious. I mean, you're on your way to the ER, so hopefully it's as less serious as possible, and I wish you well.
The uncontinuous, like the water stops working. It's an old building, so it's a boiler system. So we don't have heat at night. We don't have electric. For the last 4 months, and it's all approved through DTE, and everything was fixed, I guess. And we came to then issues started happening with them accusing me of stuff because I called up the management company and I told them my aunt slipped outside their building, the neighbors slipped, and my daughter slipped. In the last 3 weeks there was a snowstorm, so I called the maintenance man to come and clean or do something. So he had to come drive from Dearborn and do this work, and it was during a Lions game or something. I don't know. He was really mad. He came to my door. He started pounding on my door. My kid opened the door, and he barged into my house screaming. I called the police on him. I filed a complaint about the management company, and then I went to renew my lease. My lease is coming up. I went to renew my lease, and they said they don't want to renew my lease. I had the money for them. I was going to pay them, but they just don't want to renew my lease. And this is all a surprise to me. I just got to find a living situation until I figure this out.
Okay, here's what I'm going to do, sir. Sir, here's what I'm going to do.
Yes, sir.
You've raised issues that may go to the rent that's owed. So you're going to need to file a written answer with the court. Okay? You're going to need to do that by the 13th of this month. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjourn this out to March 14th, 2025 at 1 p.m. All right. And the written answer you need to file with the court. You also need to send a copy to the attorney's office that's listed on the complaint. Okay.
That sounds good. One more thing.
That's an in-person hearing.
Yes, sir.
And
One
Judge,
more thing.
go ahead, Mr. Mmud.
Yeah. The last 4 days, I just wanted to make sure that this was in our record. The maintenance man has been tampering with our water and adding, I don't know what he did, but it's only when he's at work. He's putting something in the boiler. It's like a separate water system. So he's been able to put something brown, or I don't know what it is, a substance in our hot water. Every time we turn on the hot water, it's brown. And then I've tested it for the 4 days. When he leaves and goes home, I test it and it's clear water. I have video evidence, and he's been in the basement doing something with my water so we can leave.
Okay.
And it's caused
All
my
right.
kids. It's
Sir,
caused my kids
you
to
need,
get sick.
sir,
Judge.
you need to put that in your written answer. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Mr.
Yeah, Judge, I do want to address, and I'm not going to get to the merits of it. The court has a big docket, and I respect that. There's been a lot of criminal activity, police reports against this particular defendant, and video surveillance with obscene gestures being made and tampering with the building's heating system. We have the evidentiary evidence. We filed a termination notice, which actually expired yesterday. So they are getting ready to file a termination of tenancy today. So there's a lot of moving parts here. And I just don't, I want the court to understand that the representation from the other side couldn't be further from a plaintiff's belief of accurate facts here. And like I said, we will be filing a termination of tenancy. But that being said, if the defendant is looking for a vacate date and he wants to contact our office and we can resolve it and just come up with a vacate date, we are happy to do so. And we encourage him to reach out to us.
All right. So I need a written answer by the 13th, and then I'll see everybody back on the 14th at 1:00 in person.
Thank
All
you,
right.
Judge.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Yep.
Judge, before I sign off, I want to make sure you don't have anything else from.
Yes.
All right. That was part one. You guys know how I do. So that was part one. That happened a week ago. And yeah, I like to keep these things together. So the guy who's being accused of tampering with the stuff is accusing the landlord with tampering with the stuff. There's a lot of tampering with stuff going on. Judge Simpson, it's your turn.
Arbor House versus Khalid Mohammed.
How you doing?
You don't want to know.
I know.
All right. So you were going to file a written answer. I don't have one. Did you do that? Or?
I completely forgot about that, sir.
Okay, that's can be a problem then.
I know.
How much what's their claim at this point, counsel?
Your Honor, I do believe we've got a resolution on this one.
Okay.
We had terms that were discussed. I just haven't received permission yet to sign on the defendant's behalf, and so I wanted to go over it and see if that was what we're proceeding forward with here today.
Okay, terms of a conditional order dismissal?
Terms of a consent judgment.
Okay, all right.
And
What
so,
are they? Go ahead.
And so what we've got on this one in paragraph 10 is that the case is being converted.
Zach, you do not want to know, Zach. You do not want to know. I have a I've got multiple storage devices that are full of terabytes of data of court. If I wanted to go back pretty much for the last year, I can go back and find any case you want. I've got a lot of just random data that I don't know how to go through. I'm actually working on that right now. Actually, Hutch is working on it. Let's be fair. He's trying to figure out a way to go through the terabytes of data I have so we can, find the interesting cases without spending months doing it. So yeah, that's a project we're working on right now.
Converted to termination of tenancy. Plaintiff may apply for order of eviction after March 24th of 2025, and the court will enter the order forthwith, but plaintiff shall not direct court officer to execute order of eviction until April 7th of 2025 at the earliest. If defendant pays $2,500 by April 1st, 2025, then plaintiff shall not direct court officer to execute order of eviction until April 16th of 2025. Defendant shall communicate all tenancy issues only through plaintiff counsel except bona fide emergencies. Plaintiff may direct court officer to execute writ at any time after March 24th, 2025 if defendant commits a new material violation of lease or this judgment.
Is that what you agreed to, sir?
No, I wasn't gonna agree to it because I wanted to obtain an attorney, first of all. There's a lot more going on than rent money, because the rent money could have been paid off a long time ago. It's just it's hard to say, but I feel like it's a racism issue towards me and my family.
Okay, so.
And I wanted a journey, and I wanted it to.
Well, here's what I'm gonna do.
Yes, sir.
You didn't file a written answer.
Yes, sir.
So what I'm gonna do is so it's defaulted at this point. You were supposed to do that.
Okay.
I'm gonna grant them a judgment.
Yeah, apparently when a landlord is evicting you for non-payment, it's racism. It's racism. It's retaliation. You haven't paid. We've got some of those tonight. I got a case out of Texas where, you know what, we'll just wait till that case happens. It's going to blow your mind. The entitlement of some people. But that's not even this case. So let's just keep going. Judge Simpson, you got this.
All right.
If I don't agree to if you're gonna do that, can we just keep it for an April 6th move out?
I'm gonna, at this point, because I don't have a written answer, I'm gonna find no tribal issue. Grant a judgment for possession. The total redemption amount is at 5,382, including cost, counsel.
I've got $5,682 including costs, Your Honor.
5,682.
Correct.
Judgment amount of $5,682. I'll grant that judgment.
Thank you, Your
For
Honor.
possession. Your normal writ date would be the 24th. I understand in terms of the agreement, you were going to go to the 6th, but then pay an additional amount to go forward.
Mm-hmm.
So writ date, actually, it can't be the April 6th. It's going to have to be April 4th.
All right, real quick. Are you Patter Bear? I'm going to guess that you are. Just say yes in the chat if you are. Thank you guys for coming to hang out. Yeah. Patter that. Yeah, it's Patter Bear. Welcome to the chat. Everybody give a big warm welcome to, I know her as Patter Bear. And we have Hutch. The entire crew is rolling through. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight.
4th, 2025. Okay, it'll get you there.
Okay, so April 4th,
April 4th,
move out.
move out.
Okay, then
Yeah, okay, yeah, it's J Fish. Yep. Patter Bear did. Hutch got one, and now there you go. J Fish, you got a shout out to. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me tonight.
is that when the day? That's the April 4th is the day they come in with the sheriff to get out.
Well, that's the date that they can file if you haven't paid this amount.
Gotcha, April 4th.
Yep.
Okay, and then yeah, we're working things out to get a new house, so
Okay.
things should be good.
All right.
All right, thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. I believe that.
All right, so that's the first case. We're gonna start it off a little slow. Now we're gonna get into a daughter that's evicting her mom. Yep, daughter's evicting the mom. Mom has a lot to say about it. This one gets a little wild. We're still in front of Judge Simpson. We don't get into the craziness until after we pass to Judge Simpson. I just wanted to, start the night off, give you a little palate cleanser and a palate cleanser. No, that's for later. Appetizer. That's the right word. Food. Now I'm hungry. Let's go.
Court does call the case. Danetta, is it Mazyck versus Lula Williams?
And yeah, Sandy, you are right. It's triable, as in, you can have a trial, you cannot have a trial. A triable issue means that you can go to trial for it. A non-triable issue is there's no reason to go to trial, and that's a big deal in landlord-tenant cases because they're civil. It's not tribal. We're not talking about Native Americans. No tribal issues. It's triable. So thank you, Sandy, for breaking that down.
Mazyck versus Williams?
Yes.
All right, state your name.
Dr. Mazyck.
And Ms. Williams?
My name is
Did you get
Lula
that?
Williams.
All right.
You're not talking
Okay. This is a termination of tenancy case.
You're talking to the matter first.
And
You on mute,
Ms.
Rick?
Williams, what's your
Yes.
position on your lease or your circumstance being?
Beg your pardon, I can't hear you, Your Honor.
What's your position on your tenancy being terminated?
Well,
Don't feel like an idiot, Mayor. First off, Mayor, it's really good to see you. I hope you're well. But no, a lot of people think that he says tribal, and I did too. For the first, I don't know, year and a half, I watched court. That's what I thought he was saying as well. But no, it's not tribal. It's triable. Yeah, it's just kind of hard to differentiate the two when he's talking. Attorneys know what he's saying, but us lay people, we all think tribal, and that's not the case.
This is my daughter. I live in this house. I found a place to move to. And I just need a few more, probably a couple of more weeks so they can approve my nephew's background check. And I'm willing to surrender the house back to my daughter as soon as possible.
Okay. All right. You're entitled to a 1-week adjournment, but the way I'm going to do this, in part because of the complaint that's been alleged here and communication that's been received, is I'm going to adjourn this to March 14th.
I can't hear you that well, Your Honor.
All right, I'm adjourning this to March 14th, 2025 at 1 p.m.
So March 14th?
Yes, that's an in-person proceeding. And if you are moving, ma'am, my expectation is that there will be an agreement that will be entered into on the record on that date regarding you vacating the premises.
So would I be able, okay, March 14th, you want to hear back from me in court, or do you want to?
Yes, everybody needs to be here on March 14th.
Okay.
All right?
I'll be there.
All right, ma'am, do you have any questions?
Can I ask you a question? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I'm living in my daughter's home, and the reason why we in court is because I have her 19-year-old daughter staying here, and it's causing a lot of conflicts with her young friends coming here. And it's causing a lot of conflicts and it's bringing a lot of drama, and it brought a lot of drama to the home. And that's why I'm willing to move, because I've been in a lot of drama with my granddaughter.
Ma'am, okay, I get that, but my understanding is it's her house, right?
Right, it's her house.
So if you're gonna move, then you need to move. All right?
Yes, I'm gonna move.
And then if you're saying there's a problem with the daughter, then her mom can deal with that. All right?
Right, but her mom don't live here. Her mom don't live here.
But I'm trying to move back to my home, and that's the reason why I'm requesting that she move, Your Honor.
Your Honor, we have several cases of incidents that happened here in the last 4 months.
Okay, Miss Williams.
Yes.
You can tell me all of that. But here's the problem. You don't have a lease there, right?
No, I don't. My daughter
All right.
moved me in.
You don't have a lease there. You got on here telling me that you were going to move. What my expectation is that the parties will appear in my court on the 14th at 1 o'clock, and
1
we will
o'clock.
work out exactly when you are leaving.
Okay, that's fine with me.
All right.
All right, I'm happy to hear that. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you both. We'll see you in a week.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
Thank you.
You already know I got it. You already know. We got a part 2 coming up in 1 second. Jeez. Rapid fire. Hold on. I got to catch up first. Fuzzy Uncle Bob. I like Fuzzy Uncle Bob better than just saying James. So I'm just going to call you Fuzzy Uncle Bob. Thank you so much for the 5 months. I appreciate it. You are awesome. Thank you so much. I do appreciate it. Tupac, good to see you, my friend. It's been a little bit since I've seen you. Thank you for hanging out, and thank you so much for the 5 gifted membership. Welcome to the 5 new members. Tupac, very generous of you. Mayor rolling in with 5 more gifted memberships. And thank you so much, Mayor, for the sorry. My mind, I don't know why, but I saw your little gnome and my mind just went to you just sitting on the couch. And I wanted to throw something at you. I literally looked over there thinking you were sitting next to me on the couch. Mayor, thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships. Welcome to the 5 new members. Mayor, you are awesome as well. All right. Yeah, part 2. Let's go.
Well, I can't let you have it if you're not gonna be unbiased. All right. Danetta Mazyck versus Lula Williams.
Good morning. Good afternoon, Your Honor. Happy Friday to you.
It was.
We're gonna make this easy.
Okay.
We have come to an agreement.
Yeah.
You guys want to put your names on record?
Donetta Mazyck.
My name is Lula Williams. I'm her mother.
Okay.
Wait, Dennis, on behalf of Ms. Williams, we've come to a conditional dismissal. Ms. Williams is going to be out by Monday, end of the day, March 17th.
Monday coming out.
Yep.
All right. And then if she's not, then
Terry, thank you so much. I appreciate it. You rock as well, Terry. You rock as well. And I love the fact, Terry, every single video I have, you are there and you say good evening, and I appreciate you. If I don't respond to you, it's never personal, but I see you every single video, and I do appreciate you truly. So, Terry, thank you so much for your super chat. I do appreciate it.
do I have the paperwork on the
Yes.
conditional?
Yes. And I checked the box for the immediate.
Oh, I do have it.
For the immediate writ, which I usually don't do with our regular landlords.
Pardon?
I say I checked the bottom box, the one for the immediate. All she has to do is put in her an affidavit.
Right,
order,
an affidavit.
and then a writ.
And you understand that, ma'am? That's what you would have to do?
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
And since you're the unrepresented party, do you have any questions regarding this conditional order dismissal?
Just about court fees or anything else I had to pay or did need to be paid.
I have what's on here is I have no court fees or anything. I have nothing in terms of any monetary amounts.
Okay.
What this just indicates is that the defendant will be moving by March 17th, 2025. If she doesn't move, then you would need to file an affidavit with the court as well as a judgment, and in order of eviction, the court would sign off on that. And then at that point, she could be forcibly removed from the premises. All right. All right. Again, since you're unrepresented, I would indicate to you, you do have 3 business days to think about this. If you believe that there's some right you didn't assert, some misunderstanding or some confusion on your part, you'd have to file a motion with the court within that time frame. Doesn't mean I grant it, but you'd have that time frame to do that.
Okay.
Okay? Any other questions?
I have one.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
I just want to have a clean and comfortable move out my daughter's house. I've been here for 2.5 years now, and I just want to be peaceful because I have been in they, just say,
Okay.
We'll address.
So and I think this provides for a clean move out, provided you do that by Monday.
could they stay away from me because they come to the house a lot?
I can come to my house. No, thank you, ma'am. I have things that I need to fix so that we can move back into our house.
So technically,
My daughter's
Go
room
ahead.
window was
I'm gonna be
broken
quiet.
out, so I will be getting that fixed this weekend.
Your daughter did it. I didn't do it.
okay, Your Honor.
Okay.
We'll
You
resolve.
guys want me to sign this or not?
Yes, go ahead and sign it so I can
Thank
go.
you.
But you know, I
You
just
want me to sign it?
Mhm.
All right,
Go ahead and
great.
sign it.
This case is conditionally dismissed. You guys have a beautiful weekend.
Happy Friday, Your Honor.
Yes, ma'am. What? No, I think that'd be okay, maybe. I don't know.
All right. That was right after the fake attorney case. So that's the bailiff just said, "Do you want me to follow them out to make sure they're okay?" Couldn't really hear it. Anyways, wanted to get those two out of the way because I've been following those cases, so I wanted to share those. So now let's get on to some yelling and some drama because those first two cases weren't the most exciting. We had a guy apparently destroying his property and then a mom being evicted. Yeah, those are, you know what? Let's just move on. I think we're moving to Texas now.
41E
Yeah, we are. This one's good. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say.
25000571 Davidson Properties versus Angelica Coronado and all.
Their building.
Whoop. I just went to pause it and I rewound it. No, Terry, it's your fault. It's your fault, Terry. But thank you so much for the super chat. From another Terry. Thank you so much, Terry. I do appreciate the super chat. Very generous of you. Now I gotta find where I was. No, too far. Hold on.
Friday, Your Honor.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm just gonna let this play out. Arwen, new member.
No,
Thank you so
I
much.
think that'd be okay, maybe. I don't know.
Welcome to the family, Arwen. For some reason, I think that's a glitch because you've been around for a while. So maybe your gifted membership expired. I don't know. But Arwen, thank you so much.
41E25000571 Davidson Properties versus Angelica Coronado and all occupants. How are you doing?
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Miss Clark, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. You were awesome.
Present for plaintiff.
Okay. Angelica Coronado.
He just logged on to Zoom.
I just see her. Can you unmute, please? I can't hear you. You need to unmute.
Okay, I'm sorry. I never used this before.
Okay. Good afternoon. What is the monthly rent, please?
The monthly rent amount is $950, zero of which is subsidized.
All right. And you're seeking what months, please?
We are seeking the months of a little bit of October, November, December, January, February, and March. And
Prorate
so
March.
Yes, we can prorate for March, and that would be $4,242.58.
Ma'am, do you have any receipts for paying the full month of October and then November, December, January, February, and then this month?
October and November, yes.
Okay. How did you pay it?
Online, on the portal.
And how much did you pay for October?
I paid in payments, but I paid all of it.
Yeah, but did she have a balance in October, a ledger balance?
Yes, Your Honor. That balance was $320. And if I may provide some clarity, what's going on here is the tenant is making payments and they're coming back as non-sufficient funds. I actually just have correspondence yesterday from the client that the tenant is making some payments and they're marking them as fraudulent. It seems as though maybe what's going on is either one, the tenant is making a payment with a credit card and then disputing the charge. And so we just got back the amount for November, and the amount for November is they're indicating it also is fraudulent. And that's why we're asking for November in the rent.
Okay. So you're claiming you paid it, but then either you're disputing it or it's coming back non-sufficient funds. So the apartment complex is not receiving the money.
Okay, I didn't know that for November. I thought that was just for December.
No. Okay.
I'm sorry. This is just like my first time like this has happened. Like I been living here since 2020, and this is the first time I've ever gone this far with any property. So it's all new to me, and I'm at work right now, so I'm sorry.
Okay. He's requesting or seeking $4,242.58, but your ledger balance is
Your Honor, let's see here. The ledger balance is $4,455.
okay. So you're behind a little bit more in the ledger than you are in rent, and they can only ask for rent only in court, not late fees, no utility fees, such as that. So, and what about attorney's fees?
We're asking for court cost, possession, attorney's fees in the amount of $550.
The court is awarding $4,242.58 to the plaintiff, cost of court, attorney's fees in the amount of $550, post-judgment interest and possession, setting the appeal bond at $1,900, and you do have 5 days to appeal.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Cause number 41.
What does that mean?
Ma'am, you are going to need to seek an attorney or contact the court. I cannot give legal advice.
I just don't know what's going on. Like y'all are talking in a different language. Like I feel like this is not fair because I don't understand what's going on.
You didn't pay the rent, ma'am. It's very
I know that. I know that. But what is happening right now? Like what all that you just said, what I have 5 days to appeal. What does that mean?
That means you have 5 days to appeal. If you don't like my judgment, then you have 5 days to appeal it. I cannot tell you how to appeal it. You need to hire.
I'm just don't know what you're talking about.
I'm talking about that you haven't paid rent of $4,242.
I understand that, ma'am. I'm asking what is the next step?
I can't give you legal advice, ma'am. You need to hire an attorney or you need to call the court.
Wow, you are.
I cannot give legal advice to anyone. It's not fair. I have to be impartial. Okay. All right.
Yeah. No, I love that. Ma'am, you haven't paid rent. I know that, but what does the 5 days to appeal mean? That means you have 5 days to appeal. I don't know how to make that any clearer to you. You haven't paid rent. You owe $5,000. I know that, but what are the next steps? Oh my gosh! At this point, you're in court for an eviction, and you don't even know you're being evicted. Yeah, unfortunately, I feel like she's gonna be kicked out of her house. I haven't. Yeah, that one was fun, right? Yeah, yay, fun. We like fun. What do we got next?
Hello, sir.
Oh, this kid. I'm gonna say kid. He's like 18 or 19. He wins the smartest guy of the day award for contesting a traffic ticket. Let's go.
So it looks like we are scheduled today for a contested hearing. So I'm just going to walk you through your options real quick, and you ultimately can decide what you want to do. Contested hearing is you putting forth evidence that you were not speeding in a school zone. When we have a contested hearing, I can only make two choices. I can either find the infraction committed or I can dismiss. There's no other options. In reality, you have a couple different options. I'm just going to walk you through real quick. You do have the option for a contested hearing, or sorry, for a deferred finding. You are eligible for that. A deferred finding would have me lower the financial obligation from $223 to $150. How this is different is for the next year, as long as there's no other moving violations during the year, it does not appear on your record. And at the end of the year, the infraction is dismissed. You also have an option for what's called a mitigated hearing. A mitigated hearing allows me to lower the fine, but the speeding ticket does go on your record, gets reported to your insurance, all those sort of things. So we certainly can do a contested hearing today if that's what you want. Your other option, like I said, is to do a deferred finding or the mitigation hearing. So how would you like to proceed?
I would like to proceed with a contested hearing.
All right. Your call. And do you have evidence you want the court to review at all?
I only have myself as a witness.
Sure you want to do this?
I believe so, yes.
Okay, your decision. So I'm going to go ahead and read the officer's sworn information into the record. I'm then going to swear you in and take your testimony and make a decision, okay? This is an affidavit of speed moving radar from Deputy Clint Frazier, Clark County Sheriff's Office. It says on December 2nd, 2024, I, Deputy Clint Frazier of the Clark County Sheriff's Office, was working routine uniform patrol within the County of Clark, State of Washington. I was in duty uniform and operating a fully marked police vehicle. I was operating a Custom Signals Raptor RP 1-speed measuring device SMD. I was eastbound in the 600 block of East 4th Street within the city limits of La Center, Clark County, Washington. At approximately 07:55 hours, I observed the listed vehicle traveling west from the 700 block of East 4th Street toward my patrol vehicle. My attention was drawn to the vehicle because it appeared to be traveling more than the posted 20-mile-per-hour school zone speed limit. I visually estimated the vehicle was traveling at approximately 35 miles per hour. I've been a commissioned law enforcement officer in the state of Washington for 17 plus years, and I have documented training in visually estimating a vehicle's speed plus or minus 5 miles per hour. This is a marked school zone on both sides of La Center Elementary School in the area of East 4th Street. The school zone is identified by specific signage and a flashing yellow lights during the hours of school zone activity. The lights on both ends of the zone were active and working. The listed vehicle passed the illuminated school zone sign near the 1300 Northeast Lockwood Creek Road. My speed measuring device was activated in a moving approaching mode, which emitted a clear, concise, and high-pitched audio tone that was steady in pitch. The SMD reading displayed 38 miles per hour and indicated the speed was locked on the approaching travel. The vehicle was the only vehicle traveling towards my patrol vehicle within the SMD beam. At the time, I had a clear and unobstructed view of the vehicle and immediately made a U-turn to pull in behind it. I was able to initiate a traffic stop at the 400 block of East 4th Street. Upon stopping the vehicle, I contacted the driver, who's identified by Washington State driver's license as Puck Tron. I explained to the driver that I showed their vehicle was traveling 38 in a 20-mile-per-hour marked school zone, and he was going way too fast. The driver explained he thought the speed limit was 25. I advised him that it is 25 miles per hour when it is not an active school zone. However, 38 miles per hour is still too fast. The driver then advised that the school zone light was not on. I assured him that it was, as I checked it moments before stopping him. The light was confirmed on after the stop as well. The driver was cited for 25 miles per hour in a 25 mile per hour zone. The citation was explained to the driver. The SMD being properly operated in the above date and time is Custom Signals Raptor RP1 serial number RP23386, which is being used in the stationary mode. The calibration of the above SMD was checked at the beginning and end of my shift and found it to be in proper working order. The SMD's calibration was checked using internal tests and external with tuning fork numbers 62025 and 5.
Yeah, it's a school zone. So the normal speed limit is 25, but when the light's flashing, it is, I think they said 20. This is not an outrageous ticket. But the reason I have this in here is because this kid comes in and he gets a good glimpse of what court's like. He chose to contest the case or contest the ticket. The judge said, "Are you sure?" Because he's probably looking at this ticket like this might be the most detailed ticket I've ever seen in my life. Because listen to the facts that the officer put on this ticket. Like they're textbook. This is what a court wants to see. And this kid's sitting there like, "Oh man. All I have is I didn't do it." I think that's what we're about to hear.
53435. I have received instruction and am certified in the proper use of the device. This device was mounted inside of a fully marked Clark County patrol vehicle, S19-1704. I am trained and qualified in the use of radar speed measuring device. I've been employed by the Clark County Sheriff's Office since June 2023. Previously, I was employed by the Battleground Washington Police Department beginning in August of 2006. It's Officer Clint Frazier. Sir, if you'd raise your right hand, you swear and affirm the testimony you're providing today is true and accurate to the best of your ability.
I do.
Go ahead and lower your hand. And what would you like me to know?
During that morning, it was quite icy out. It was below 32 degrees the night before. So my typical route would be the back roads, but I did not feel comfortable going through the back roads that morning, especially within a Mustang with first time in court.
It's all right.
With a rear wheel drive. So I thought it was safer to go through city limits, Placentia, Washington, and then going through the back roads. I did not raise above the speed limit because of the ice and the frost on the road. I believe that I would have slipped out. So going through city limits and entering Placentia, Washington, looking at the posted sign, I did not see it was active at the time I was passing, but I was still going below the 20-mile-an-hour speed limit because I was afraid of slipping out and sliding into any moving vehicles or the sidewalk. During that time, passing the police officer, I had two cars in front of me, which were far ahead of me and were gaining distance as I was the slowest in the pack of three. And then moving downhill, I saw the police officer slow down as I passed him and then move behind me. So moving forward, I pulled over, I talked with him, and I believe there was a miscommunication there because I did state that I thought it was a 25, but I believe I was below the posted 20-mile-an-hour speed limit because I was afraid of slipping on the ice and the frost on the road.
All right. This is textbook right here. This kid did not listen to the options he had. He's choosing a contested hearing, which means he's saying, I did not do this. So you can't walk into a contested hearing and say, I don't believe I did this. You heard the record that the judge made of the ticket, of the, I don't know, 10 points the officer made of how I know he was speeding. If you're going to come into a contested hearing, you have to be ready to argue you did not do this. You can't say I didn't believe I did it. What he wanted to do was say, you know what, this may have happened, and here's the reason why. Then the judge would have been like, you know what, I understand it. The circumstances, there wasn't an accident. Sounds like you were trying to be safe. You were going a little fast. Don't do it again. I will cut your fine in half. That's what the kid should have asked for, but he wasn't listening. And this is an eye opener for him, hopefully.
Anything else?
Okay.
That's my statement.
Did you have any passengers?
I didn't. I was driving alone.
Any kind of speed device monitoring on your vehicle? Anything like that?
I do not.
All right.
I only have the proof that I left an hour and 40 minutes beforehand, so I could drive slower through city limits and on the road.
What's your proof of that?
I have a photo from that morning
Of
just the frost and ice on the road.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it doesn't matter. He didn't contest he was speeding. He just said, I don't believe it. He didn't contest it. He just said, I don't believe it. That's not it's not going to work. So, you know, the officer could have written him a ticket for whatever, and the judge still would have found him guilty of it. You got to come with something if you're going to contest a ticket, and just saying, I don't believe I did it, not going to work.
I'm gonna find the infraction committed. I don't have any evidence that says, I don't think this officer has a reason to be pulling people over in school zones and fabricating police reports. I don't have any affirmative evidence that says this didn't happen. When it's your word against the officer saying you're 38 in a 20, he's at least recording your statement as you thought it was a 25. I don't have any affirmative evidence in front of the court. So I am going to find the infraction committed. We are going to get you, sir, some documents at the desk by the door about getting the infraction paid, and I hope you have a good day. Thank you.
May I ask to motion to lower the infraction?
I already told you when we started the hearing that when I did a contested hearing, we only had 2 options. I walked you through all 3 of your options today to mitigate the infraction, which is one of your options, to do a deferred finding, which was another one of your options, and then this option, and this is the option you chose. So no, I'm not. Thank you.
Thank you.
Told you. That's what he wanted to
Right.
do. He wanted to say that, I may be guilty of this, but here's the reasons why. He didn't listen. All right, let's just move on.
God bless you. Michael Walker versus.
All right, this is the same day where I grabbed another court clip from earlier this week. The judge sounds really muffled. I don't think he has his microphone on. I think the mic from the podium is picking him up. So I jacked the volume up as high as I could. There's some drama to this one. So hopefully we can hear it. If we can, I'm just going to skip it. But I think it might be okay. But whenever the landlord and the tenant are speaking, we can hear them clearly. It's just the judge. He's the only party that we can't really hear.
Godly and whatever godly.
So they're not getting enough papers that I don't.
No, ma'am. I have a whole bunch of people in the courtroom and I only have 1 case left, so. The young lady in the back is waiting for the next document, so. Oh, you're just for the next document, let's go. Yeah, for that one? Okay.
We haven't started yet. Don't worry. All that's background noise.
How much rent do you pay for your contract on the property? It's supposed to be $13,000, but I've been paying $13,50. But the contract says $1,300.
It is the 50 is towards garbage.
So they included it into the rent. But the rent, just the rent alone, right?
Including
Rent. $1,300. $1,300. And I presume there's no government subsidy. No. So what is it that you're asking in court this morning?
February and March rent and possession.
February and March rent. Bostonian.
Private, so that March.
I don't agree because you came to my door February 28th and you picked up the rent.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
That was January 28th.
No.
Can't talk to me.
He came to my door February 28th to pick up the rent. Okay, January 20, when he came to pick up the rent in January, I have a text message where I called and told him I had the rent. He said he was in surgery and to call his, what do you call it? His, the lady that runs property management. Okay, she said she had an accident and she wasn't able to walk. He said, when I get up from my surgery, I will come and pick up the rent, which he did. He picked it up and that was in January. And then in February, he came to my door with the paper, I guess to notice the vacate. And I told him I had the rent. He took the rent and he took the paper back with him. You got your rent for January and February, and I only owe you March. This is I owe him for March, and that's it.
When you pay the rent, are you paying with cash?
I paid him cash because I had my legs you know, it's hard for me to walk. And so he came over to the property and picked it up. Now, I told him I needed a receipt, he said he would give it, but I haven't got no receipts from him. They don't do nothing. They don't do anything. All they want is money. Money, 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 money. They don't fix nothing. They don't, you know, I have a hole in my wall with bugs coming out of the wall since August of last year. You want me to pay you rent, but you don't want to fix anything.
Well, I mean, you have rights and. You know,
Exactly.
you can, but not in this, not.
Well, I understand this is for rent, but he got his rent for February. He came to my front door and picked up the rent. And I'm just a few days late from this month. That's it.
If I may, Your Honor, that was January, I picked the rent up. I
February.
could show the receipt going into the bank account. And the 1350, and that was January 28th or 29th. I received nothing. But if they're worried about February, I'll let it go. And I just need them gone. Because they're complaining about the premises, etc. The reason I couldn't repair it was the insurance company wouldn't pay for it because they have so much junk in the house that the insurance company said it was an unreasonable expense for them to move it. And their renter's insurance was meant to cover it, but they let it lapse.
Okay, just say that.
Just be gone.
I'm not be gone. I'm understanding, but you're telling me that it was so personal.
All right, so that doesn't make sense. Renter's insurance is not supposed to cover the fixing of the property. No, renter's insurance is only supposed to cover the renter and their belongings. That's how I understand it. And the landlord is saying, no, they don't. Their renter's insurance lapsed. That's why I can't fix the property. No, that doesn't make sense. I could be wrong here. I don't know. I've been a renter for a while, and I've never had to use my renter's insurance. I just pay for it. So I don't know, but it doesn't make sense. But the tenants are just agreeing, like, oh yeah, we know. The judge isn't calling him out on this. No one's contradicting this. But I think he's wrong.
But you had me to move out of the premises that I was in right away because you didn't have nowhere to stay. And they made me move from a 4-bedroom to a 2-bedroom so he can have a place.
That's because you're behind.
No.
Talk to the judge. She wasn't part 2, and I got him to move out of it because I was going to do an eviction. I felt sorry for him. I moved him into a smaller apartment. It was less expensive. But we've been together for years, and I think the time's come.
No, he's doing that because somebody else left him without paying their rent.
You lose.
Okay, that doesn't have anything to do with me. That's my niece. I'm Deborah. She's Shannon.
All right, so you're planning on moving regardless.
Yes, but I need some time to move. I mean, I'm on disability, and he knew that when I moved in there. But see, when you move a 4-bedroom into a 2-bedroom with 2 closets, that's it. You have to have time to move everything.
That was over a year ago.
No. That's when y'all said that I was supposed to move in, but y'all didn't move me in until what? May of last year? And that was, you need to hurry up and move because Mick needs a place to stay. So I had to fit a 4-bedroom into a 2-bedroom.
Just think here. You hear all that?
Yeah.
All right. I know you're upset. So
I'm upset.
Okay, we'll work it out.
And he served me with an inoperable car. I'm talking to the judge. He served me for an inoperable car. But you had a car that's been sitting out there for 2 years that doesn't have nothing on it. My car had tags, it runs. I don't drive because I take a lot of medication. But you go serve me and say, I have an inoperable car. I have 1 car. You serving me for 2 cars. That car doesn't belong to me. That's somebody else's car. Why are you telling me?
Whose is it?
It's Shanice's car. It's not my car. You knew that man was
car. You worship, they've got a vehicle under a double carport. They take up both sides of the carport.
But it's not.
Her niece has taken off without paying rent. I said her a couple of months back.
And
I'm with everything.
If he has to move,
he was moved out of the car.
It's not my car. I don't care. It's not my. I have a car, and I have 1 car, and it has tags and everything, it's operable. I just can't drive it because of the medication, but he gonna tell me I have a car that's inoperable up underneath the carport.
Yeah, we're absolutely talking about cars now. Nothing about this hearing really makes sense. They're both they're arguing every single detail about this case. They're arguing back and forth, and Judge Letterman is just sitting there like, yeah, okay, go to town. Let me know when you guys are done. Yeah, this, whatever. Let's just keep going. I don't know what to say about this. The whole case is a mess. But real quick, I don't know if you can see this. Hold on, let me change the camera. Hold on. It still doesn't really help that much, but if you look, the bailiff stepped in between the two of them. The bailiff is probably the only person that's paying attention to anything right now. It's like, oh wow, you guys are talking to each other. Judge isn't stopping you. I'm gonna stand between the two parties to make sure nothing happens. But the bailiff made sure to stand in between them. So good on the bailiff at least.
My, my check, I can move out of your premises. That's all I need.
When will that be?
I get my check like the 27th of each month.
Problem. I have to rule today. The most time I can give you is 5 days. Okay, that's not going to be enough time for you to get your check and move. So I'm asking you, if you want her out, I can order that you get possession of the property. She only has 5 days to move or vacate. But if you're willing to give her time to move, I can't force you to do that. That'll be up to you. If I may give you a little bit of background, you're right. She's had chances when she moved from apartment 2 to 4. We changed the rent from the 1st of the month to the 7th of the month to accommodate her, and up until January 7th, she kept that agreement. I spoke to her then and picked up the rent, the 28th. I spoke to her early February and said, can we get back on track to the 7th? And she said no. And obviously they've changed the check. But it's more than just the rent, Your Honour. It's the belongings spilled from the house out on the front, they're over the porch. There's her niece's car. The place looks like a junkyard.
But
It's not that much. It looks like a junkyard. I'm saying you can.
But the whole property looks like a junkyard. You
That's
can't-
right.
Okay, let me stop talking. The whole property looks like a junkyard. He has.
Yeah, landlord's in the green. He's the I'm gonna say white guy. I can't tell his nationality. He sounds Australian. It sounds like he has an Australian accent. But he's wearing green, and then the tenants are. It looks like a black couple, white and black. That's what they're wearing. I don't know. You guys can see the screen better than me. In StreamYard, the screen is like 1/8 of what I can see. So I've got the chat. I've got all the options for StreamYard. What I'm actually showing is very small, so you guys can see it better than I can. Oh, I paused it perfectly for Cheyenne down there. I don't know. She's yelling at somebody. Whoever she's yelling at needs to calm down. Cheyenne does not look happy.
Stuff in front of his apartment. Apartment 6 has stuff, abandoned car in front of his apartment. Apartment 5, but you're singling me out. You're not singling nobody else out. Even where you moved to has stuff in the front of it. So why are you singling me out?
Okay, but I think bottom line here is you're one of the most.
Yes, sir, I am.
And you want her to move. The question is, are
Well,
you
give me
willing to
time.
give her the time to move? I can only give her 5 days.
Right.
Now, if she files an appeal, she's gonna get a month or 2. Yeah. And filing an appeal is simple. You know, she can take probably 5 minutes to fill out the paperwork and file it. She has every right to appeal. What date can she be out by, Your Honor? Sir? What date can she be out by?
By the end of the month, I should be.
By the end of February?
Yes, March.
I mean, sorry, March, I'm in the wrong month.
Yeah.
Okay, That'll be another month with that rent out, or will she be paying it before she goes? Okay. I'm gonna enter a judgment where you are granted possession of the property. I'm not gonna award any back rent, I'm just gonna give you possession of the property. If you're out by the end of the month, it ends there. Okay. If you're not out by the end of the month, then he will have the right to go to the constable and ask the constable to come move you out. You know, he has to jump through some hoops to get that done. But he'll have the right to do that if you're not out by the end of the month. Yes, sir. Okay, so it's order of the court that you have possession of the property. I'm not awarding any back rent. And man, if you can do what you say you're going to, we're done. It's over. Yes, sir. And, but if you can't, then he has the right to have the constable come out and move you. Yes, sir. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. You're welcome. Have a good day.
All right. Well, that one was fun. I think. I don't know. You can barely hear it.
Good morning.
All right. Let's see. Hold on. Let me change my screen back. All right. This is a Karen video when the Karen doesn't appear. And I have this in here because, as most of you know, I've worked in the restaurant industry for a very long time. And the amount of heartache, or not heartache, the size of the headache of someone living on top of your restaurant could potentially cause, I never would have thought. Just because the idea doesn't really make sense to me. Every restaurant I've ever worked in was a standalone restaurant. It wasn't in like a multi-layer building where there were different units. So this is strange, but you got to hear this story. This is why this isn't here. Real quick, Brian, thank you so much for being a member for 7 months. That is awesome. Congratulations and thank you. I do appreciate it, Brian. You are awesome. All right, listen to this, guys.
Morning again, and so I think the first matter we have this morning is at Chloe's Chop House and Becky Watrous, and I may be mispronouncing that.
Oh, also, I did Google Chloe's Chop House. If anyone's in that area, someone go check that restaurant out and let me know how it is. Just the pictures alone look amazing. I want to go eat at this restaurant, and I want to meet this guy. I really do. As a restaurant person, I really want to do that. So that might be on my list of stops the next time I travel to Michigan, which actually might be happening next week. I've got a lot of news to share with you guys. Let's see, what do we got? Is this the last clip? This might be the last clip. I've got a lot of news to share with you after this clip. I think this is it. So there's some big things coming, guys.
Who do we hear?
Hold on. I'll just Chloe's Chop House. It's closed right now. It's in, is it Bel Air, Michigan? Is that Bel Air? It's on Bridge Street in Bel Air, Michigan. Let's look at the map. Where is Bel Air at? Oh, that's northern Michigan. Yeah, I don't know if I'm ever gonna make my way up there. I would absolutely love to. I'm certain it is absolutely gorgeous. It's north of Traverse City. Yeah, it's up there. It's up there. Zip code, man, Erica, you're killing me right now. Zip code is where'd it go? 49615. 49615. That's the zip code. Bridge Street, it's Bridge Street, Bel Air. Just Google Chloe's Chop House. You'll find it. But it's the pictures look amazing. I want to eat here, but yeah, now that I found out where the actual restaurant is, probably not gonna happen. Hold on. Yeah. 1 second. What Craig, are you in the chat? Are you in the chat right now, Craig? Everybody, Craig just sent a ridiculous super chat on Venmo, and I haven't seen Craig in a couple months. Craig is I think everyone knows who Craig is that's been around for a while. Dude, you are ridiculous, man. I absolutely appreciate it. There you are. Craig, I hope you're doing well, man. That was ridiculously stupid and awesome all at the same time. I do appreciate it. I hope you and your son are having the absolute best time right now. I remember this time last year, you were taking a month off of work to go travel with your son. I don't know if that's something you do every year. I really hope it is, because that would be an awesome an awesome experience with you and your son. But thank you so much for the extremely stupid and generous Venmo. You are awesome, my friend. You are awesome, and it is so good to see you. I sent you an email. I don't know, back in December, just wishing you a Merry Christmas. I don't know if you got it, but you have my email now. That's all I'm gonna say. Craig, you are awesome, man. You are awesome. I've got nothing else to say. Let's just keep on with this video.
We have here on this matter. I have Taylor Sutherland.
Yep. I'm here on behalf of Chloe's Chop House.
Thank you. And what's your position there?
I'm the majority owner.
Thank you. All right. And do we have anybody else here on the matter? Waiting for. Let's see. What time do we have? It is 8:40. All right. It was set for 8:30. It's 8:46 now. So she is not here. And Mr. Sutherland, I'm going to ask you to raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and please understand, if you proceed in small claims matters, you're waiving your right to a jury trial, waiving your right to an attorney. You're limited in the amount of damages you can recover, $6,500.
Jedi. You guys are killing me. I'm not crying on stream. I'm not going to cry on stream. Jedi, that is awesome. And Waffle, absolutely Waffle. You are the only waffler tonight. Just saying. No one understands it. Don't share the joke. For anyone that knows, you're going to know. And you're going to know what to do. But Jedi, thank you so much. That is insanely generous. Thank you, Jedi. You're awesome. And she's my head mod. So everyone take a moment to thank Jedi for all of her hard work. You know what? I should do this more often. And I don't thank my mods enough. I really do not thank my mods enough. Jedi is my head mod. She oversees everything. She messages me after every stream, let me know, what I potentially missed in the chat. She is here every single night, and I do not thank her enough. She has a job, and that's essentially what it is. An hour to an hour and a half every night she's here, and she loves being here. She takes care of everything behind the scenes. Jedi, you are absolutely awesome. Thank you so much, Jedi, and thank you so much for the very generous super chat.
$1, and then you are there's no appeal for my decision. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. You can waive that. You can say, listen, Judge, based on that, I'd just as soon have this handled as a regular district court case, and you can proceed in district court if you want. We would just set up another pretrial for you. Understanding your rights, you still want to proceed this morning in small claims?
I do. Thank you.
Okay. And you're under oath, and you're the majority owner. Can you tell me what happened here?
Okay, so my brother and I opened a nice steakhouse about a year ago. Shortly after that, Miss Watrous moved in upstairs. So we lease from a landlord, and she had a lease from the landlord as well for her residence above the restaurant. She was unhappy that the restaurant makes normal restaurant noises like chairs scooting, people talking. By the way, we are a fine dining restaurant. In the evidence I've emailed over, it shows the hours of operation being 4 o'clock to 9 o'clock on every day except the weekends. So very reasonable time to be open for a restaurant. So she lashed out by harassing my employees, my staff, calling them names. And eventually I said, you know what, I have to block you. I've explained to you that, these are normal restaurant hours. We're going to block you from all lines. So we did. And that's when she started.
In terms of when you say, what she was harassing your employee, was it by phone? Was she calling or something?
Oh yeah, she would come down, knock on the kitchen door and yell at them. And then when I explained that can't happen anymore, she would text the employee phone, which our 15-year-old hostess would sometimes have, which was very inappropriate. She would reach out over Facebook, harass us through messaging us on Facebook. So we blocked her from all lines. And that's when she started maliciously pounding on her floor when she heard noises, which caused many guests to just get up and leave because of the noise. Included, I have 2 letters, one from my brother, the co-owner, and one from a hostess that's been with us since we've opened, that explained the severity of it.
Okay. Can you tell me, here's the issue here. So it seems to me you're asking for damages based on some people leaving the restaurant. Does that sound right?
Yes, Your Honor, that and the slander that she's caused in the community, it's caused people not to come back.
I don't know about the slander in the community. I would need quite a bit more. I mean,
Okay.
you're looking at I mean, in terms of there's she has a right to offer an opinion about your restaurant. I would indicate. The slander is what is the slander what's the lie she's talking about?
Oh, I would say mostly just how lazy we are, how we're throwing tables and having bar fights at our restaurant. None of which is true at all.
Okay.
So it's pretty extreme. And by the way, I filed a police
Let me ask
report.
you this, though. Let me ask you this. In terms of, do you know if people walked out and didn't pay their bill?
Some of them did leave mid-service and said, we're not going to continue our dinner here. And we had to comp everything because they didn't want to continue their romantic date night with loud, massive pounding.
How much did you comp? Can you tell me how much you comped?
Boy, I would say at least 10 to 12 people have got up mid-meal and walked out.
All right, so for anyone that's worked in the restaurant industry, especially this guy, he has direct access to all the numbers. He should have came to court prepared for this. Maybe he just knew she wasn't going to show up. I don't know, but he's asking for money for essentially damages for this lady who's not here. I'm going to call her Karen because she absolutely sounds like Karen. She's not here to defend herself, and everything that they're saying about her, I'm going to label her Karen. But he needs to come prepared with this stuff. He is lucky. He's got a. Well, this is a pro tem judge. This isn't even the judge that generally sits the bench. I don't know his name right now. I don't know. I'm not even going to say right now because I'm not going to look it up. But he should have came prepared to ask for damages. If this was anybody else, this would have been adjourned. You need to come with exact numbers that you're asking for. We're going to adjourn this a week for you to get those numbers. That also gives a chance for the other lady to show up. You got to be prepared. And I do feel bad for him. It sounds like this lady was an asshole. And yeah, but that happens. It happens. You're going to deal with this in the restaurant industry. You're going to have customers that come in and do this. You got to be prepared to handle it. I really hope this restaurant does well. Like I said, the food looks amazing. I want to go to this restaurant. It looks amazing. And it's not terribly expensive. $70 per person for a fine dining is relatively cheap for a fine dining experience. So I want to go here just from the pictures alone. Again, probably never going to happen because it's probably a 6 or 7 hour drive from my house. So yeah, like I said, probably not going to happen. But at least he's got a good head on his shoulders. You're about to hear him at the end of this where he gives a little speech at the end.
So our plate average is between.
Yeah, he wins by default if she doesn't show up, but he doesn't have the figures. He's given estimates. I'm going to say that this might be the first time I've ever heard an estimate actually be allowed in court, because the judge is going to allow it because she doesn't show up. But this, you can't do that. You can't come in with it's in between $400 or $500. I don't know. Just pick a number between there. That doesn't work in court. It doesn't.
$60 and $100. So, and I have no idea how many people simply don't come back because of the issue.
Is she still living there?
I believe she got evicted last week.
There you go. Okay. So because I was going to say, you might have to pursue a legal remedy somewhere else too. But in terms of when you talk about damages, I'm going to understand. That you're assuring me under oath that at least 10 people have walked out.
At least 10 people, yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and we're talking $70 an average, $700. Yeah, I don't see enough on a slander type of claim, but I would certainly give you a judgment for $700 plus your cost.
Okay, that's fair, Your Honor.
And hopefully the problem is abated now. She's been evicted. So
yeah, it's not so much the money.
You.
It's really just holding somebody accountable for the action. So any amount's fine. I believe that people need to be held accountable for their behavior. So.
Okay, I will send you that judgment, sir. Thank you for your time this morning, and my apologies for me being late. So,
no problem. Thank you, Your Honor.
All
right. Yeah, like I said, he was granted the damages, which he should have been, even if she was there. He would have been granted damages, but it may have been pushed out a week for him to actually gather exactly how much it was. And to be honest, it's probably more than he was granted. I think this was I don't want to say a PR stunt because it's not a big restaurant. It's not a chain. But I think this was hey, for all the customers that left, we took care of the problem. We took her to court. Please come back. We'll whatever. Anyways, I like this guy though. I like him. Yeah, every action, especially negative actions, they have consequences. And yeah, hold her accountable. You're never going to see that money, unfortunately. He got the judgment. He's never going to see this money. But I really do hope his restaurant does well and he succeeds in the restaurant business. Very hard to do. Very hard to do. So good luck to him, and I hope his restaurant prospers. All right, we are at the end of the video tonight, and I do have some big news, guys. We've got some big news. So first and foremost, and Jedi's about to yell at me because I have told her multiple times I need to stop telling, giving everyone else that's watching a heads up to what's coming this week. I take very meticulous records when it comes to what court's coming up. But everyone knows this is tomorrow, so I'm going to go ahead and break it to you guys. Eric Martin is back in court tomorrow. That is not a spoiler. It's been St. Patrick's Day for a month since the last time we saw him. He is back tomorrow, and that is going to solidify his trial date. Now, once the trial date is set, you absolutely know that he's going to be in Judge Slavin's courtroom, and I'm going to pull the same strings I did the last time, fill out the proper paperwork, and sit behind stage and bring you guys a Eric Martin jury trial. So that's absolutely going to happen. So that's on the books for tomorrow. Also, there is a huge development in a case that Team Skeptic and I have been covering together for the last couple months. You guys know her. We covered her. There is something new that just happened, and it is about to blow up. I'm not going to give you too many details, but yeah, let's just say let's just say it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun week. It's going to be a fun rest of the month. How about that? Let's just say it's going to be a fun rest of the month. My birthday's at the end of the month. My birthday's in 11 days, guys. 11 days. So we're going to have fun. And yeah, But yeah, and absolutely. Yeah. Yep. I'm not gonna give you any more details. But absolutely. Miss Lindsay Naneski did something. And yeah, she's in trouble. Let's just say that. And yeah, it's gonna probably, let's just say, I'm gonna be making a couple trips to Michigan over the next couple weeks. Is your birthday today, Corgi? Is it your birthday today? Happy birthday, Corgi! Happy birthday! Happy birthday! Yeah, that is awesome. But yeah, absolutely, yeah, Corgi. Okay, all right. I was kind of like fading off there. I was like, if it's your birthday in like a day or two, like I don't want to blow the big thing today. Corgi, happy birthday! Thank you for spending time on your day and for hanging out with us. I always appreciate that. It is your day today, Corgi, and you spent some of your time with us today. I will always recognize that, and I appreciate that. Corgi, you are awesome. And absolutely happy birthday. I really hope you have the most amazing year of your life this up and coming year. So, Corgi, thank you so much and happy birthday. All right. Yeah, that's all I got. I will probably be in Michigan 3 or 4 times over the next 3 or 4 weeks. So, yeah. When that actually comes out, when I know that for sure, I will let you guys know because I like sharing that information with you guys because it's an interaction thing, right? If you guys want to come hang out, meet, if you want to meet me, I mean, I met Grim at the TikTok eviction case, and that was fun. I've seen Grim's name around for I don't know 2-3 years, so I met him in person. That was awesome. But I will let you know when I'm traveling. It's not going to be a surprise, but I don't want to give too much information away on the case that we're following because reasons. There's a lot of reasons, but I'm just going to keep it at that. So you guys have a great night. I just looked a minute ago. I've got nothing to redirect to. I'm going to check again real quick. There's nothing on. Hold on. I'm refreshing. So I don't think we're rating anybody tonight, guys. Let's see. Yeah. Just a random gaming channel that I follow. That's it. And I don't want to rate them because they don't know who I am. So it just would be a waste. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Jedi, thank you so much for the very generous super chat. Craig, thank you. Craig, again, Craig, thank you for the Venmo. I do appreciate it. And for the other super chats, gifted memberships, membership milestones. Everybody is awesome. I hope you guys had a great week, great weekend. And tomorrow is St. Patrick's Day. I will be live tomorrow night for Members Monday. Guys, don't do anything dumb tomorrow. We're all adults here, right? We can all recognize we're adults. Don't do anything dumb. Think ahead. If you're going to go celebrate St. Patrick's Day, get an Uber. Just think ahead. Order 1 or 2 less beers so you have money to Uber home. Not that hard. You do not want to end up on my channel because I will cover you. I will. If Carrie T ends up in jail for a DUI because she's, rolling around and she gets, pulled over, I will cover Carrie T. Just saying. So don't do anything dumb. You don't want to be on my channel unless I invite you up to have a good time. All right. You guys are awesome. Have a great rest of your night, and I will see you all tomorrow. Until next time, bye.